Preguntarnos cómo le vamos a hacer. Ay, por puta. Chao, chao. Jalamos más parejos porque están siguiendo a una bola de pendejos que nos llevan por donde les conviene. Está chueca esta madre. Say hi to the people from the world, brother. From Canada to Guadalajara.
Yeah, that's right. How many miles do you think we're traveling?
We are here. Thank God. Again, another day in the neighborhood. To check. Everything is good.
Check, check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Yeah, it's going good.
Okay.
So, I would like to start with your poem. You want to start with your poem?
Yeah, one from last night?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I just kind of wrote it last night trying to figure it out.
Man, that was
It
beautiful.
just
I want to
kinda
like,
hit me,
if
yeah.
you improvised that, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so this is a poem I wrote on the topic of migration, coming from Canada to the States. My friend here coming from Guadalajara to the States. I thought it was fitting. Trusting we go, in search of new nations, leaving our homes on a path of migration, like our ancestors of old, finding new land. But the borders are closed, and they're tying our hands. They label us immigrants, they're stealing our jobs. What happened to love, one nation under God? Before all the countries, the cities and states, there was only just land, no masters of fate. So trusting we go, in the search of new nations, hoping for better, a hopeful migration.
Aplausos, señor.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful poem.
Thank you.
That really last night. I was taking my break, like from work.
Yeah.
You know, when you
Yeah,
send it,
yeah.
I was like trying to text, but right now we're really busy. Where we don't have anybody working there. We are just two cooks, though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of busy.
Yeah,
Like
oh,
for
yeah.
two cooks in a rush, you know. And I was like, oh man, I want to take my break. And I was sitting there on my own. I'm like, man, this poem is so good.
Thank you.
You give me some energy. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to do a little introduction to my people.
Yeah.
De las ataduras, de las contemplaciones en la ventana cuando el día lluvioso se torna gris o blues. Está la mente imaginando ser volar. Es tu aura teniendo la conexión extraviada en el deseo ambicioso de un mejor mañana. Es la normativa acústica de permanecer. Me voy, dije alguna vez. Algunas otras me fui sin decir adiós. Es esto de ser explorador, de no tener temor, de no perder la ruta. Caminante no hay camino, no soy de aquí ni soy de allá. De medio puente, una Alemania dividida. Un mejor futuro nos espera, pero debemos dejar de esperar en el mismo lugar. A quienes buscan la estabilidad en medio de un triángulo pendular que sirve de base para la balanza inestable del confort. Hablo de migrar, como un símbolo de búsqueda insaciable por el conocimiento, la experiencia, la riqueza y la sanación. La voz que nos une en la conversión. It's the fine time to say goodbye. Are we pacting some demency? Sounds like down depression. Sounds like the mind fighting against the soul. 3 or 2 voices. Sometimes sound like a crowd, like the study of the football. It's the mind, la perturbada, in solitude. It's us without us. Poetas, pintores, músicos, cocineros, trabajadores de 12 horas al día, gente del mundo y que gobierna su propia mente tratando de tocar el universo. Escultores, matemáticos, científicos, aislados, escritores, dibujantes y además de todo esto, todos. Esto es Clandestino Course, un podcast dedicado a entablar las conexiones de este plano existencial en una unión colateral. Mi nombre es Ulises Navarro y esta vez estoy pensando profundo en filosofar la catástrofe, las letras, la sangre y la voz de un poeta hermano mío. Tenemos hoy a Jess from Canada. He's a poet who is like, not like all the poets because everybody's different, but in some point we are all the same. We are lovers of letters, or worse, lovers of situations and chaos and art. We feed ourselves with different kind of molecules, atoms, and situations and things. Welcome,
Thank you.
Jazz. Thank you for being here, for accepting my invitation, for being so early with me. I don't like to wake up early, to be honest, but I have to. Thank you, man.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's great to be here. And we feed ourselves on art and music. We bring it in and then we translate it back out, right, in our writing, and that's what it is.
Is what we do. Man, you wrote this beautiful poem. You wrote this beautiful poem about migration. You are from Canada.
Yeah.
What part of Canada?
It's a very small island, Prince Edward Island. It's on the east coast, so like there's New York, and it's way out in the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow.
So the other side of the country, yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
you came really from far away.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 miles, you know?
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
You say you've been here for almost how long?
In the country, America, 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Dude, what makes you come here? Like,
Yeah. My wife, actually.
Oh, really?
We had met in college back home and, fell in love, and she moved back here. She was from California.
Okay.
And so she moved down to California, and I hopped on the first plane after graduation and moved back down with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
You came for vacation and
Yeah.
you're like, man, I like here.
Yeah.
I think there is beautiful, your place, your home, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like,
Yeah, it's an island. It's not a tropical island, but it is an island. It's really pretty. It's surrounded by beaches, a lot of greenery, and not a lot of people. It's only got like 100,000 people. But yeah, it's a beautiful place.
I bet,
Yeah.
I really bet. Tell me about, how was your first time here, like when you came to live here, to really live here? What was the change in everything in your life?
Yeah, so in America there's, 350 million people. In Canada there's only like 36 million people. So there is almost 10 Americans for every 1 Canadian. So the population was different. Traffic jams and overpopulated grocery stores and amusement parks, and that was a culture shock for sure, is seeing just how many people there were in the world. It's a very small town where I'm from, and it's never crowded. It's always pretty easy-going, pretty slow-going, but in America it's always so fast. Everybody's in a rush to go nowhere.
No.
And so that was one of the biggest changes, was just the amount of people that there were, The other real big change was the weather. So I moved to Southern California, San Bernardino. Dry and hot.
Yeah.
And from moving from where I am with really harsh winters and very short summers that weren't that hot, and it's always humid. It's not dry heat, it's a humid heat.
Yeah, summer, and it's like a lot of fires and like,
Yeah. Yeah, so that was different for sure. There was a lot of changes though, man.
But you start to like, when you start with your art, with your writing and everything?
Shit, I've been writing for a long time. I was writing, short stories as a kid. And then I started writing music and lyrics when I was a teen. And then I started poetry just a few years ago, actually, shortly after moving here. My wife she had gotten this poetry collection from this gentleman. His name's Hunter Summerall. He's a great poet. He really is, truly good. She picked up one of his books at like Barnes and Noble, and she really liked it. And I was like, shit, if this guy's doing it, I can do it too, right?
Yeah.
So I started writing, man, and I realized that I really liked it.
You really like poetry?
Yeah.
You got like any special poet that you really like him?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a guy on Instagram, Christopher Poindexter. He kind of writes a similar style to me, kind of shorter, more in-depth, emotional. Really, really prolific, beautiful poet.
Beautiful.
And so he's been a real inspiration for me, for sure. Other than that, like kind of, I really like Bukowski's writing.
Yeah.
As far as older poets go, not too big into like the Shakespeare, but that's
Yeah.
just me. But
Man, I wanna be honest. Like Shakespeare's, I don't really like that kind of drama.
No.
No drama in la cama,
yeah,
baby.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's cool, like to you like start to like do it often. And I was watching some of your poems on Instagram. They're really good. Like they remind me something about like that I forget because I stopped to do poetry a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I started used to write my essays and my articles and shit like that. I was
Yeah.
more concerned about like other things. But when I was reading your poetry, I was like, man, when what time I stopped to do to feel, you know, because it's about to feel.
Absolutely.
You know, like poetry, like sentimental, love it. It's not just love for somebody. It's just love for everything that you feel. It's to feel. It's like the expression of get something for something else and express it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I forget this, and I was like, man, I should have come back to do like some poems again and feel, you know.
Yeah. No, it's really expression, and it is feeling. It's not just love. Like a lot of my poems are inspired by like my love for my wife, right? My love for my children. But there's a lot of different things. Like I'll walk by a flower, you know, and I love that flower, and I'll write about it. You know what I mean? Or I'll look at the moon, and I'll feel something, and so I'll write it down, and they're just little pieces of me. You know what I mean? They're little pieces of my heart that are just written down on paper and kind of shared with the world, and it's been really cool to see the feedback, right? That people are enjoying it and getting something out of it.
It's beautiful. You have 2 books, right now?
Yeah, 2 books out. Actually, these are my second and third collections.
Oh, really?
I had written one for my wife at one time about that guy.
That's beautiful.
So that one really just cataloged like our story together, how we met, kind of how we got together, when we fell in love. That was really just a personal book for her. These 2 are a little bit more, I don't want to say generic, but just commercially understood, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
Not specific. They're more so poems for everybody. Everybody could read it and get something from it.
So where people can find it?
So here in Washington, Barnes & Noble is carrying both of these.
Okay.
Barnes & Noble in Spokane and Seattle, Barnes & Noble here in the Tri-Cities. Also locally, there's a bookstore, Adventure Underground.
Mm-hmm.
So they're carrying this copy, and I'm going to drop some of these off this week. So
cool.
That's kind of local. As far as the internet goes, barnesandnoble.com. Amazon, and then Etsy. I have a little Etsy shop. And both of those are on there. And then in Canada, there's a local bookstore where I'm from that's carrying these as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So people can get it on Amazon right now. You can look for it.
Yeah, Amazon. Just you can search my name or the title of the book, Jesse McArthur, and I'll come up. Or Come Find Me on Amazon, and I'll come up. I haven't put this one on Amazon yet, but that's just a contract thing with Barnes & Noble that I got to work out. But other than that, barnesandnoble.com, they're both there. And there's links on my Instagram page for all that stuff.
Cool.
Too.
I wanna try to put your links and everything, people on the podcast and the YouTube channel and everything, so you can find him and you can follow him. And we wanna be often posting some stuff for you, and you can get to the people, man.
Yeah,
it's beautiful to get to the people.
Yeah, that's really what it's about, right? It's just kind of reaching who you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
About coming back to the immigration, brother.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you, California, you start to work there, you start to do your stuff, making your. When you moved to Washington?
Moved to Washington 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah. So 2018, we moved here. My wife and I, we moved up from California and just kind of started working. Living and Washington's been a really great place for us, actually. Yeah, truly. We've been floored with how many doors are opening for us here.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
This place is really open to so many different things. It's beautiful. I love Washington too.
Yeah.
I wanna be honest, man. I was talking to you, you came here 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And the same time that you were in California, I came the same time.
Yeah.
And he came 3 years ago to Washington. This man has been following me,
Yeah.
That's really cool, how destiny works, the paths of the ways and the roads.
Yeah.
It's cool. Do you believe in this kind of weird things?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly I believe that people are meant to interact with each other and have these different relationships in business or personal or otherwise, that it's all kind of unfolded. That's actually what this one's about. It's about love that's really based on fate and destiny. Like, we had no control in it. It's all just kind of predetermined, and it was written in the stars like long before you or I ever existed. And I think that goes further than just love. I think it goes into business relationships, personal friendships, even your own self, right? That things are kind of written before you ever know them. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because this is a small town, you know. It's
Yeah.
really small.
Yeah.
Like I've been everywhere. Like I'm really like, man, I've been everywhere, doing everything, you know. So that's cool that you say that. Like the connections. Everything has like a really the exact time to be, you know.
Yeah.
Because like maybe I saw you before and I didn't notice, you know, and
Yeah.
you see me before and you never notice, and like maybe in the market or like the
Seriously.
street or,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Down
right?
in California.
Oh,
right?
down in
Yeah.
California too, you know, like walking and like,
Yeah.
what's this, what?
Yeah.
So, in the perfect time, I don't know how we get together, like, Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Was
yeah, Instagram.
You do something on Burn and Novels Coffee right
Yes,
now.
Yeah,
It's cool that
Yeah.
I'm followed that place and I'm like, who is
Yeah.
this spot?
yeah,
And perfect time, right here, you are right here, we're talking and everything is going smooth,
yeah.
all like that stuff.
Yeah.
What are the things about Destiny you like to express? You have any history about you wanna tell me, like this really weird about like this kind of stuff?
Oh man, I got so much, dude. Honestly, how much time we have? Like,
Choose one. We got plenty. We got
Sure.
plenty of time.
So
Sure.
yeah, so I'm a counselor by trade, youth counselor, admissions counselor, and basically, what we got going on is I'm working at Sensky, you know, the lawn care service.
Yes.
I'm working at Sensky at the time, and it's just a job, man, because I can't get like a real job. You know what I mean? Because the green cards and everything like that.
Yeah,
So I'm just working this job, and I'm talking to this guy who was kind of like my supervisor,
yeah. Mhm.
and we're shooting the shit, and he's talking, and he's starting to leave. Like, he's getting ready to go down to Cali. He's going to San Francisco to pursue music or something like that. But me and this guy, in the 2 or 3 weeks that we worked together, got like really close. Like, there was a weird connection, like kind of something like, I told him, I said, it feels like we were brothers before this. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
knew each other very deeply before. And he was like, yeah, I feel the same way. And so we're talking, and it's like his last day in town. He wants to go grab lunch. And so we're sitting at lunch, and he goes, man, you gotta get out of here, dude. Like, you gotta quit this job. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, this is a good job. What are you talking about? He's like, you gotta get out, man. I just got a feeling, like, get out of Sensky, get out of here. And Sensky's a great place to work. I'm not knocking Sensky.
Yeah, yeah.
But he just told me this, and he looked me straight in the eye. He was like, you gotta get out of here. So that night I hopped on the internet, and I looked for a few jobs, and I got this job that I'm working now. And it's in my degree, it's in my field, it's a much better position for me. And so it was just kind of cool how he got lunch with me on that last day before I left town. He told me straight, like, you gotta find a new job, and that night I looked, and there it was. I would have never looked on the internet for a new job had he not told me that. So it was just kind of cool that way.
You have to let some things out, like
Yeah.
let it go, and like
Yeah.
let the good things come back to
Yeah.
you. That's good.
Yeah.
About migration again, man, it's something that I write here,
Yeah.
and I will like mention. For me, in the beginning, was look for a new opportunity. You know, money, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, the situation, the economic, blah blah stuff, mambo jumbo. But after that, my idea about migrate, about travel, changed completely. I don't know if that happened to you. I started to doing it because I was learning so many things
Mm-hmm.
that I wanna like meet more people and learn more things. You
Mhm.
know, I don't know if that happened to you. Like every time that you move from a place,
Mm-hmm.
you totally change.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't be writing poetry if I wasn't here in Washington State. Like, it just wouldn't have happened. If I was still back home, I wouldn't be doing this. If I was still in California, I wouldn't be doing this. We change, right? We evolve, we adapt, and this stage of my life that I'm in now, I wouldn't be here if we hadn't have moved here to Washington. So yeah, it's all different, you know.
What is the biggest change on yourself that you can like say, "Whoa"?
I think I've gotten more open-minded, more open-hearted, a lot more in touch with like my creative side. Um, Back home in Canada, where I'm from, it's very rigid. It's very old school.
Okay.
You know, your guys they wear boots and the ball caps and they play hockey and they go work and they do a job and they're not creative. They don't wear jewelry.
Oh, really?
They don't. Yeah, there's certain social norms, right? Standards
Oh, wow.
that they're really deep back there, and so I think having never moved away from home, I wouldn't have been able to kind of express myself in this way.
Yeah, you start to like blossom.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, like, that's something very interesting to me because I thought like Canada is like more open mind.
In the big cities.
Yeah, in the big cities.
In the big cities, but where I'm from is very small.
It's really old school.
Very old school. Yeah, there's an old guard that's pretty deep. It's changing now. It's changing now as the old guard fades away and the new comes in. But it's when I was growing up, it was still pretty deep rooted. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So if you go back to your city, are you being back right now?
Not in. I haven't been there in 4 years or 3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do you think? What will gonna be the expression of the people looking like yourself? Like
Yeah.
you're literally amazing, man. You're a beautiful man. I wanna be honest.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like I'm not flirting with you. I'm just telling the truth.
I appreciate it. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what the expression would be. I know that I post some of my poems and I mean, stuff's on Facebook. Like, people still have contacted. And some guys have been really great. Guys have known me since we were this big, right? It's a very small town, so you grow up with these guys.
He's showing right now his hand like he was like a little kid with
Yeah,
his
sorry, a little kid.
A little kid.
But yeah, you grow up with these guys, and so I'm not what I looked like 10 years ago. I'm not how I acted 10 years ago. I'm a different person, and so some of the people have been really supportive. Others, I'm sure, aren't, but it's, you know, I can't control other people.
How you used to be?
Pretty rigid. Just, you know, working a regular job, wearing t-shirts and jeans, ball cap and boots, playing hockey, like listening to country music. Like, this is just kind of all we did. We didn't really branch out much. And so it's cool to be in the position I'm in now, to be able to explore emotion and kind of freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's free.
Free to be yourself.
Yeah.
To be your real self.
Yes.
About like being yourself. It's a lot of people still out there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't listen to that voice. You know, it's a little voice that you got inside and it's telling you like, if you feel comfortable doing this, do it.
Yeah.
You know, you have any like advice for the people who is like really like shy?
Yeah. I mean, life's too short. You know what I mean? We're here for an instant. I mean, Shakespeare said we're like a candle in the wind, or you know, our fourth act is just so short and we're off the stage. Life's just too short. You know, spread your wings, right? Fly your flag and do whatever it is that kind of fulfills you. Because there's more than money in this world. There's more than social status. There's even more than acceptance, honestly.
Yeah.
Just kind of do whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna really agree with you. Like, I mean, what we're doing right now is part of that I will start to do. You know, like trying to enjoy what I do. It doesn't matter if I don't make money or anything like that. It's just like trying to grow up a little bit, grow up personal. my spirit. You know, I believe in the spirit too much. I believe in the soul, like two different kind of substance.
Yeah.
And I think we are here in this like, you know, dead body. Like I don't know who say it once. Like we are just like a soul. Dragging or bragging a dead body, you know, we are just carry on this dead body, you know, to like just disappear in the wind.
Yeah.
What is your like beliefs about that, like God and spirituality?
Yeah. So I'm very spiritual, for sure. Not religious. I don't like religion. I think religion is I think religion is a folly. I think that if God, Jesus, whomever was around right now, he'd look at some of the institutions and the churches and the religions and the rules, and he'd be sad, you know, because it was never meant to be that. These are people who made these rules. These are institutions that tried to, I don't know, control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Based off of some old text. I am spiritual. I believe in Jesus and God, but I don't think it's the Jesus and God that most people hear about.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a different God. I don't think it's who you go to church and hear about on a Sunday. I mean, not all churches are bad, but a lot of the ones I've been to are pretty rotten.
I got a friend, Brenda, she listens to me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And she say like, everything is a cult, Julie. Everything is a goddamn cult. So just be yourself. You are really good.
Yeah.
Everything's a goddamn cult. And I was like, basically, yeah, everything is a big cult. It's true. Like religions are just like a big, huge cult it's been from decades, from years, so like thousands of years here controlling people. But it's something that I believe sometimes is like, well, some people, they're so messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Then they need that kind of control.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And listen, if it gives you life, if it turns your spirit on, do it. You know, very like a father figure of mine, kind of mentor. He says, do what has life on it. And so for me, writing has life on it. It kind of awakens my spirit. It turns it on fire.
Yep.
If going to church every Sunday, singing songs and praising or whatever, if that works for you, do it. You know, I'm all about it. If that's what you need, just for me personally, it's just not for me.
Yeah. For me neither. I don't know religions neither.
Yeah.
Institutions are like, you know, I don't like any to be in institutions, so I don't really like it. Yeah, but what I mean, like, yeah, some people just need that kind of control because they are really loose, you know, they are really lost. Yeah. It's really sad, man. I think it's really sad because I wish like the church and the institutions can help people. Like, I mean, the meaning of have a religion is help people to find a light, right?
Yeah.
It's help them to like find some peace and light and God. Most of the most people right now is really spiritual, really find it this way and different kind of like no, with no change, you know, with no rules, anything, just introspection, looking inside. But there's some people that they really need something like that, and I wish institutions can help better, not just being a businessman because of just making business. Yeah. I mean, I wish they can change. I wish, you know, there's so much people they need help. Out there.
Absolutely.
Just, I don't know. I hope that people can see and can change. Or we can make we are called, man.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm thinking about it. I want to make my own religion.
You know, I've joked around about it myself, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think we need to, like, if you look at the Christian Bible, and biblically speaking, these churches hold on to these old rules, right? So some are as strict as you can't eat pork, you can't work on Sunday, like all this kind of stuff.
I like that. I don't like to
work on Sundays. I don't like work on Sundays either, but some are pretty strict, and these are old rules, thousands of years old. But if you look at the particular words of Jesus, as a prophet, as a teacher, he came and he literally said, these things don't apply anymore. Like there are new rules, and they're like, love your God and love yourself and love your neighbor. Like that's it.
It's easy.
You know, I mean, you take away all of these different old sins that people used to have, and that churches still want to punish people for. You know, and I think that if we just focused on loving each other a little bit more, on loving ourselves a little bit more, on introspection and spirituality, then we'd be a lot better off.
Yeah, it's because they want to, like, you know, fear all the time. Make people get some fear, the devil, the hell, like the I don't know, like live with Oompa-Loompas. I don't know, I mean, the fear, man, and the control. You know, you can control people with fear, and that's what they do, and they should see that we're still child and we need love,
Yeah, absolutely.
understanding.
Absolutely.
You know, you have kids, right?
Yeah.
How many?
6 altogether.
6 kids?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's busy. They.
How many? You got TV?
What?
You got TV?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
we
don't
got
watch
TV.
it?
No, we don't watch it. No. We don't believe in a TV in the bedroom, actually. But no. Yeah. So 6 kids altogether. Some are my wife's from a previous marriage, but I didn't like the word stepkid. It didn't sit well with me. It just seemed to separate my children from my stepchildren. So
Yeah.
I don't like that. So I have 6 kids.
Beautiful.
2 of them are mine biologically. 4 are not, but they're still my kids. You know.
That's cool. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Man. How old then, if you can say, like really big, right?
So the littlest down here, she's gonna be 6. She's gonna be 6 in November, and then there's an 8-year-old, or geez Louise, no, 7. She just turned 7 in August, and then we have, she's
Your
12.
wife is gonna be listening here. Is gonna be like, you better know
Seriously,
everything.
right?
We have to avoid that question. Sorry, I'm making you sweat though. Like,
No. And then we got another little girl. She's 12, and so that's our 3 girls. And then we have a little boy. He's 13. Another boy. He's 18, and then our oldest is he'll be 24 next week, actually.
So, for you to be a father.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of be a father?
That's cool. I think we're here not just as parents, but as like a nation, as a world of people. I think we're here to bring up a better generation than ourselves, you know. And so as a father, I want my sons to be better than me, to surpass me, right? So here is where I'm at as a human. I want my boys to, you know, shoot for the moon, go further. I want my girls to be strong, beautiful, independent women, just on fire, you know. But yeah, I mean, as a father, I protect. What are my roles, right? So protect, provide, you know, and love. I think the old way of fatherhood, where you went to work, you got home, you cracked a beer, you put your feet up on the couch or whatever. I don't know. I don't subscribe to that. Like, I personally feel like fathers should have a much bigger role.
I like it.
Yeah. We should have a bigger role in our children's lives, and so I try and be, you know, supportive and emotionally available, and yeah.
That's cool. That's so beautiful. Do you teach your kids about like art and poetry and that kind of stuff? You push them there that way?
Yeah, I try not to push them at all in any direction.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I was pushed into hockey pretty hard. My father was a great hockey player. My grandfather was a great hockey player. My great-grandfather was a great hockey player. So I was pushed into hockey, and I love hockey. Like, it's a beautiful sport. I think it's wonderful. I have nothing wrong with it.
Violent.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's okay. Everything has
But I don't want to push my kids in any direction. But we do try and expose them to the arts. We show them the arts, right? So we're going down to Seattle in November to look at this Van Gogh exhibit, this painting exhibit. We're getting them into photography. Like, my kids are learning different instruments. They come to my poetry readings and they read my books. And so we want to show them the arts, not really push them into it, but definitely show them so that way they can make their own choices, you know?
Do you think it's important to raise a kid to show that kind of expression?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think right now the younger generation is so, I don't know, man, they're all the same. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see kind of 16 to 18-year-olds right now, they all listen to the same music, they all wear the same clothes, and they're all doing the same thing. I mean, not all of them, there's the exceptions, but a lot of them are just really the same. Individuality has kind of disappeared, right?
Yeah, well, I think everybody has this like face, you know, like friends, like everybody start to like be in the same, you know, path.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be like a emo guy, listen to a lot of grunge, like, you know, like a lot of rock and roll and punk, and my friends too, you know, like I started to be like using myself when I start to travel, you know, like to find me.
Yeah.
But I think it's possible right now we see that because we grown up, you know. we
Yeah,
see.
that's possible. Yeah, yeah, and we might have a skewed view, but I definitely want my children to do what they want to do, and if that means that we have to show them all these different things, sports, arts, music, science, if we got to show them all those things, that's what we'll do. We're just trying to expose them to as much as they can.
Yeah, it's cool because they can like find something in all this like
Yeah.
combination of everything. They can find something like they really like them,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they can just start to like focus on it. That's really good. It's a good thing. I know I'm a parent too, and it's so hard for me because my kids are in Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
so things happen, blah 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 blah. It's so hard to be a present father
Mhm.
sometimes. When everybody has their own issues,
Yeah.
mental health, money issues,
Mhm.
a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
So I wish I could be more present with my daughter and
Yeah.
show her how like art is and how it's like who is his father,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
she don't know who is his father really.
Yeah.
Like she just know he has a father.
Yeah.
She's like know me like, but she don't know who I am really
Mhm.
like right now and present.
Mhm.
This version of me is really different
Yeah.
than the version that she
last saw.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool. I would like to do that. Like take her to the museum.
Yeah.
I went to Seattle. Like you remember I told you
Mhm.
we supposed to make this podcast like last week. I know I canceled and I did on the podcast last week because I was in Seattle. I'm sorry guys. I know I have to be more responsible, but I have something going on. So I went to Seattle to take a break.
Yeah.
To like sometimes we need to like just clear the mind.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was in the museum and I was watching this exposition of LGTB rights. Really beautiful exposition, a lot of information. The museum, the Pop Art Museum in Seattle, is so. All the time that I go, it's something new, and I like it.
Yeah.
And if you guys never been there, go there. Every month they change everything. They have something new every month, like a new exposition, exhibit, and it's so beautiful to go. And I was thinking, like, man, I wish I could bring my kids here.
Yeah.
I could take her and tell her, like, this is really important to know. Like, you want to learn, maybe one day you're going to grow up and
Yeah.
you have to know something about history, about this kind of stuff, because it's the new present, the new future,
Absolutely.
the new past too,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah,
the new
that's right.
past.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, man, I hope I see a lot of kids too, like people. I remember I was like doing my notes, because I like to take notes and shit. I'm crazy though. You can see me without notebook everywhere.
Yeah.
You can tell. And this kid like was a father and mother, and was another two kids, and one of the kids say, "Mom, I'm so bored of this place. Let's get out of here." And her mom say, "Look, I want to show you something."
Yeah.
And the mom, I was so impressed because I was just,
Taking
looking
some notes,
notes
watching,
and watching,
Yeah.
at the same time. And the mom said, "Look, come here." And she take the kiddo, sitting on this that you can see the in this position some different TVs with videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And was a little one with artists, like
Mhm.
different TV shows
Yeah.
from the past,
Yeah.
like. And the kid was like, "Oh, I know that show," like I know, and she looked for a way to like introduce him
Yeah,
there
engage
to be
them, yeah.
engage them. That was really cool, and that touched on part. I was sad at the beginning because something in my family happened, and I was like, and that made me more sad. And I was like, "Oh my God, I wanna live."
Pulling on your
Yeah.
heartstrings, right?
And that was so beautiful, and it's cool to see that way that we can introduce kids and the word, because man, it's a hard word.
Yeah.
It's a hard word.
Yeah.
And art and this kind of like culture.
Mhm.
It's important and it's so basic,
Yeah.
for the beginning of this race kids. Well, I believe that.
Yeah, I think we need art. It is important. It's essential. I think we need to feel, right? We need to feel something as a people. We're all so distracted with our phones, and we're looking at the news through this little device, and it's really important to feel something, right? And so art allows you to get in touch with that. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You like painting?
I suck at painting. I
Yeah.
tried. Yeah, I like looking at paintings, but I can't paint. I tried it. I thought maybe that'd be cool, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
Right here in Tri-Cities, a lot of painters though.
Yeah.
People who paint really beautiful. It's this friend of mine, Amber,
Okay.
and she have a beautiful painting named Immigration.
Okay.
And I've been trying to get that painting though, but she already sold it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like I was trying to I texted her this 2 days ago and I tell her you can have a print so I can give it to you because it's a really beautiful one.
Yeah.
But she was busy, she didn't answer yet. But like I'm gonna try to get it. It's this woman, and his hand is like an afro, but it's explode, and it's like a butterflies.
Oh, cool.
So the name of that picture is Immigration.
Yeah.
And it's about like all this kind of stuff, and it was so beautiful. I love painting too. Like I love, like I'm really sucks at painting though, and like I got some guests here that really like do cartoons and shit like that, and I try to do something with them, you know. Like, but I used to get like a little sticks in my head. So, like, I suck. Dude.
Yeah. No, I'm not good at painting. I've got a local painter right now. RT. He's actually gonna paint my poems, if that makes sense. He's gonna read my poems and then paint them. And kind of see what we come up with, and we'll do like a little show probably somewhere around town, and kind of show that, right? So, yeah, that'll be neat to do. But he's a great artist, and there is a lot of really good artists here in the Tri-Cities. There's some great photographers, artists, writers, like musicians. There's some really cool musicians around here. So, I think the Tri-Cities I think they're moving towards this art and culture movement, and I'm excited to kind of be a part of it.
That's
you know?
Yeah. It's the beginning of something good because it's just starting.
Yeah.
It's good to make be part of the part, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool. What other things do you like to do?
Man, just some music. I do some music.
Yeah. You play some instrument?
Yeah. I play quite a few. When I was 16, I told myself I was going to learn one instrument every year, and I did for a lot of years. There's a couple years I've missed, but right now I'm working on the saxophone.
Oh, that's cool.
But I play piano, drums, guitar, ukulele, mandolin, harmonica, violin. Like I kind of play a lot of different stuff. But I'm working on the sax right now, and that's impossible. Oh my God, that's hard. It's so hard to do. But I play music, I write music, I write lyrics. I'm kind of getting into more classical music right now, like kind of piano and strings, instruments and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love classical music.
Yeah.
I love to get high and listen.
Yeah, that's right.
Rachmaninoff. You like Rachmaninoff?
Yeah.
I love him. Like, you gotta join and I'm like,
seriously. Yeah.
That's cool. You like opera too?
Not a big opera guy. No, I never really got into it. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't go see a show and enjoy it, but it just was never my thing.
It's because you have to smoke some weed.
Yeah, seriously.
Guys, in Washington, weed is legal, so don't freak out.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, it's such a good time. You wanna read some poetry to us?
Yeah.
You wanna read some poems?
Yeah, that's cool. So, I take. These phones are great. These are what I write my poems on. I have a typewriter. Yeah, but the notes. I have a typewriter, but I use this more often than not. So come find me. Come find me is a lot of kind of that eternal love, predestiny, that sort of thing. Andromeda is really about women. Celebrating the women in my life, kind of the strong, confident women that I've seen. And now my next collection is going to be about men, some of the men that have inspired me. And it's called The Arsonist. This is one I've been working on. I have kind of probably half the book done right now, but not all of it. But this is one that I really like. It kind of encapsulates it all. It's men have kind of I don't want to say bad rap right now, but it's definitely, there's a stigma around it.
Yeah, I would think the same.
Yeah, and I think it's important to be a strong man, but at the same time, emotionally deep. It's good to be strong, but not toxic. It's there's nothing wrong with strength. It's just, you got to know how to use it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's nothing wrong to be soft neither.
No, not at all. And so this is kind of, there's going to be a little bit of that strength, a little bit of that emotional depth kind of thing. It's a little dark, but I'm going to read this one real quick, and then we'll kind of hop on to some others. But I was the spark you overlooked. You struck the match and left the book. Let ablaze my flame and light, and with a kiss, you said goodnight. But as the eve grew all the darker, I lay in wait as the midnight stalker. So when you woke up in the morn, you found yourself a fire scorned. You lit the flame without a care, and found your home in Samson's chair. For hubris is the fall of many, your careless acts worth but 1 penny. You do not get 2 cents remittance, for reckless thoughts yet never written. No consolation for meaning well, no secret path avoiding hell. Don't start a fight you cannot finish. Commit the sins without the penance. For I am the spark that you overlooked. Don't strike the match and leave the book. And so that's really, I don't know, I like to let people get their own interpretations, but that one for me was pretty important. It was kind of a, don't overlook people. You know, you can't ever overlook somebody. You don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they have inside them, that potential that they haven't unlocked yet, you know? And so don't overlook anybody. You see some guy on the streets and he looks homeless. He might not be. That might just be the way he dresses, and he's grabbing a coffee and he's having a cigarette in the curb, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
and even if he is homeless, don't overlook him just because he's homeless.
Yeah, you never know what happened before. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, he could have a PhD. He could be a doctor,
Yeah.
you know, but you just shouldn't overlook people. And so that's kind of what that one's about. It's
This is
just
beautiful.
don't overlook, you know, anybody. Other than that, man, like, yeah, so I try and post daily on Instagram. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know, I
know.
try, but
I got like a 2,000 points on my Instagram. Like, I know that.
it gets tough, man, to just kind of keep it up. And I write a lot, but you know, you get busy and
And you get that point that you wanna like, oh man, I'm tired of do this. I'm tired to post. I'm tired to do Instagram. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I used to delete my Facebook a couple days ago. I was like,
yeah,
I'm tired of so many social media, you know. And I just deleted it, and I was like, oh man, I should do this with Instagram, but like, no, it's my only way to get to the people right now.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
get
so-
tired of social media.
Seriously, yeah, you need a break every now and then, right? Everybody needs a break, but sorry, I'm just trying to find one. So this one was written. There's a company on Instagram that kind of sells like sort of, I don't know, man, like men's stuff, but pirates, kind of fishing, sort of, you know, outdoorsy, real oceany type things. And so I wrote this one for them. We kind of collaborated together a little bit. And so,
Cool.
To the gallows, they said, for my sins needed penance. They were offended by my existence, my presence. Piracy is illegal, this life that I chose. So I die by the ropes, this death they foretold. A life on the sea, bounty on my head. This life needed death, to the gallows, they said. And so it's kind of my interpretation of what it'd be like to be a pirate. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you're just doing this thing. It's just this life that you started living, and everybody condemned them. Now I get pirates did some heinous things, but I'm sure not all pirates were inherently evil people. You know?
Yeah, it's like, and some, you know, before they conquer and everything, you know, there was a bunch of people in the sea, you know, and
Yeah,
they
exactly.
discovering the new world and everything. Was the new thing of migration, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It kind of all ties in,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I mean, I find it interesting, and maybe that's why I'm a little bit slower to judge, is because I mean, there's so many examples in history where we judged a group of people and we were wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know that. I really like, yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I think we should be slower to judge each other. You know,
Give an opportunity to people, right? Give an opportunity to somebody to like, yeah, you just hear something. Maybe you can hear like
Yeah.
a good story. You can feel. It's about connection all the time.
Yeah.
You know, interpretation too.
Yeah, it's all interpretation, right? Like, I don't know. There's so many different facets to that, but we've been wrong as a people before, and so maybe we shouldn't repeat the same mistakes that we've made, you know? This one kind of goes into like another side of what I write about. This one says, Keep me in the marrow of your bones, in the very deepest parts of you, so that even if you bleed, I will still be yours. So it's like, keep you, this is kind of written for or about my wife, but you know, keep me so deep inside you that not even a cut can get rid of me.
That's
you know?
so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Nice.
Do you do this? I don't know. Sometimes that happened to me because I used to get it. When I want to write something, in the beginning I have to like close my eyes and start to feel my body. You know, like it's kind of like a meditation that I do sometimes. And I close my eyes and I start to feel my fingers, start to feel my heartbeat, and I breathe. And I treat somebody different.
Very cool.
And I start to like, right.
Yeah.
I don't wanna say I'm the only crazy one. Tell me that I'm not.
No.
You can transform yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, so I definitely, the eyes closed thing I relate with. You know, I mean, I can almost visualize what I'm writing before I write it, you know? Like kind of see it and feel it and then, you know, go through the writing process. And yeah, transformation is huge. Like for me to write Andromeda, predominantly female-sided emotions, you know, those traditional feminine kind of emotions.
Yeah.
I had a lot of inspiration. My wife, my mother, you know, different women that have inspired me, but I had to definitely kind of transform, so to speak. And same with this new collection. It's pretty dark, it's pretty gritty, and I'm not normally a dark guy. Like I'm pretty happy, kind of, you know, easygoing. So I definitely have to transform for that piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody has everything like dark and light.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Inside.
Duality inside of us, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, and it's all experience driven. We are a product of our experiences.
La dualidad del uno.
Yeah.
Duality. It's beautiful. Our woman, you say something really beautiful. Like you turn yourself to write about something. You know, to write about flower, you have to touch, be, believe, see, smell. You
Yes.
know, about women's. Girls, it's like we got like a feminine side, and I've been talking about this before with all some other guys. No, I want to hear your version of this because it's really interesting. Everybody has this side, you know. We are divided in some points. We have like a feminine side. We show art and creation and everything. And I think the side or the way that we look women is more cultural than reality. How is your point of view? Like, where's your version?
Yeah, I do agree. We all have different sides of us, right? So to sit there and say that, I have zero feminine emotions, that would be a lie.
Yeah.
I look at my children and I love them so deeply. I want to care for them. That's a nurturing, emotional side of me. I write. And that's an emotional kind of more, I don't want to say feminine or masculine, but that is more of an open-sided, creative-sided emotion. And then at the same time, I have masculine emotions. I do some stupid guy things sometimes, you know what I mean? And so there's just different pieces of it. I do think that some is cultural. I think that there are nations out there that don't put stigmas on what masculinity and femininity is, and they really allow this kind of individuality or this expression of choice. I think that other areas in the world are a little more strict. I talked about kind of growing up where I grew up from and what the stigma is, what the expectation was for men to be like. So yeah, I think it's cultural. I think it's just your experiences, you know.
You say that where you grew up is a little bit more like old school.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like lately reading about all the whole situation of Afghanistan right now and Kabul and everything, and I was learning about the thing that they were like once. Oh my God, I forget the name right now. What happened to me this all the time? The burqa.
Okay.
You know, this completely thing about a woman can show anything on herself.
Yeah.
It's really like everybody's seeing the side of the politic, but they don't see the side of these governments are getting a new world. Like they used to be a little bit more free. Now they're gonna go back to that place when they're gonna be just objects again.
Yeah.
And it's really sad that you heard that, right? Like
Yeah.
everything is gonna change again, and I feel really sad because nobody's doing anything.
No, I think freedom is our. I think freedom and thought are our two greatest assets. You know, what separates us from the animals? We can think. We have the ability to think and obstruct thoughts, and freedom is another really big piece that. I mean, not everybody is awarded. You know, not everybody gets to be free, and so that's freedom to express yourself. That's the right to vote. That's the right to not be an object, right? To be free, not be owned or objectified, and so, yeah, I think it is sad. I think it's unfortunate that in 2021, not everybody in the world is free. That's a sad reality. And now, how do we fix that? I don't know. You know what I mean? We could talk for hours about figuring out how to change it, but.
But do you believe art has to be something to political and social change? It's a good gun, like a weapon.
Yeah. I mean, anything we can do to connect with another human being is going to be good. Anything that you and I can connect on is a good thing. You know, anything that me and somebody on the other side of the political spectrum or somebody on the other side of the world, if we can connect on anything, that's a good thing, right? Because it takes it away from like you are my enemy, right? The country, the United States, is so divided right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so divided.
Yeah.
Internal division of left and right and blue and red and I mean gay and straight and black and white. Like everybody's pushing these divisions, and so if we can connect the bridge a little bit through art,
yep,
that's all I want. You know, that's all we need. If somebody can read my poem and say, "Gosh, I connected with that guy," perfect, beautiful, and I think art can do that worldwide. You know, I think if we can all just connect with each other, because I don't know, man. We see on the TV and the Instagrams and the news and the Facebooks, we see all these horrible images, but we're not really connected to it. We keep scrolling.
yeah,
And we don't even think about it anymore. You know, not until it hits our own nations, right? You look at how everybody thought about terrorists pre 9/11. You know, what's that? 20 years ago, almost to the month. Nobody really concerned themselves with it. Well, now it landed on American soil, and now it's something that we concern ourselves with. And so, I don't know, man. We got to do better at connecting. We're all people. You know, we don't choose where we're born. You didn't choose to be born in Mexico. You just were. And I didn't choose to be born in America. I just was. And
I'm really sure that I choose, man, to born in Mexico. Yeah, I'm really sure. I just sure.
But we don't get to decide those things. And so somebody born in the Middle East, they get looked at differently here because they were born in the Middle East. That's just where they were born. That's just their culture. They have no control over this. And so I think if we can connect with each other on a human level, that's all we need.
Connect.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now, connecting, creating something, new ideas, new ideologies, and learning.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Oh man, so many things to talk, so many things to think, so many things to do,
Yeah.
and sometimes we need more time, right? Sometimes
Seriously.
like to talk about everything and try to find more answers.
Yeah, and I think that's all it is. You know, I mean, 2,000 years ago, people used to sit around a fire and think. That's all they did. They just talked and they thought and they figured things out. Where is that now? You know, I mean, I'm not saying you or I can change the world, but hell, if everybody just sat down and started talking to each other, instead of fighting, instead of arguing, if we all just kind of thought about it, figured it out.
That's what I like philosophy.
Yeah, that's right, me too.
I just want to sit there and
think on it, right? Yeah.
I don't really want to why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Like a kid, the kid was like, what is that?
Why?
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 Well, exactly. This is the basic of philosophy,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Questioning everything.
And questions bring up more questions. And then once you get to the very root of it, the very small piece of it, and you can start to think about that and figure it out, right? And so, yeah, I don't know, I like philosophy. I think we should all think about things a little bit more and think together with different views,
Yeah.
you know?